family business. We bought this in 2001. It's actually been in existence since 1927. I bought it from the Smith family. Got a small gift section here. I didn't make my wife. I asked her to retire so she could travel with me. But for a town of 2,000, this is a pretty remarkable store that I was able to purchase. Up on top up there, I got a picture of my son, Thad. He was, at the time, he was my business partner, and he was actually purchasing all the new stores over up the coast. He would friend retirees and convince them to sell us their store. He's pretty good at it. To me, cancer's a lonely, lonely place. And I didn't realize how many people in that area are going through it till we had this. I can't imagine not having the support or having a place to go. When Dad was sick, I had the wherewithal to be able to travel and get things done. A lot of the people that come here don't have that. They're stuck in this rural area and they can't even, a lot of times, get to their appointments or get to their therapist or whatever. And it feels good to be able to bring this to them. It's very important to me because as we were traveling with my son with cancer, he would always seek out those people in the room that were by themselves and friend them. And so this idea came together of reaching out and helping people.
I got to meet Thad when he was on hospice and got to meet his family at that time as well. Shortly after he passed away, his family really wanted to find a way to provide grief services to the community because they were really recognizing how much a loss like that can impact a family. When they approached me with the idea, I was really excited, and so I've been a part of Thadds Place from the very beginning, before we even had a building.
Our motto, our logo is where nobody grieves alone, and whether you walk in the door and you don't know anyone, or you walk in the room and you are friends with somebody that's in group with you, no one walks in this door that is not struggling. This is a confidential space, and grief looks different for every single person. Thad's son really liked to draw. He draws on everything all the time. His dad loved the mountains and loved the outdoors. He ended up sketching up the logo. And then in the bottom corner, there's a WWA, and we had to ask him, what does that mean? And he said that means Worldwide Angel, because my dad's going to help a lot of people.
Michelle uses this a lot for her play therapy. There's different stations.
When you get involved with grief work, you realize all that entails, and you end up grieving things that you didn't realize were grief before.
Both of the poems that are on the wall were written by one of our volunteers. Who is it?
We rely almost entirely on volunteers, and almost all the volunteers have some sort of grief experience of their own.
All of our volunteers are community members, which makes it even better because it makes it very easy for them to connect with other members of the community and feel like they are part of it, and it brings everybody closer together.
My grief group that I originally started with when I came to Thadds Place was about a year after the loss of my husband. This year is my first year of really kind of volunteering with Thadds Place and getting a little more involved. It's a place for us to laugh. It's a safe place. It's a place to, if we're experiencing another loss or just being able to walk together through all the different changes that you experience over that time. There's a lot of changes that happen in your life.
Everybody as a group, we all have stories. We have a couple that have come, and I think this is a really interesting. They found each other through grief, through Thadds Place. A couple of elderly people like myself. I mean, half of our grief sessions are like gales of laughter, and people go, is this really grief? and it is. I would be totally lost without Thadds Place. It's part of my heart. It's part of the heart of Grant County. It's part of the heart of this community.
Without CPP funding from the Knight Cancer Institute, we wouldn't have walls. Our facility is amazing, and our facility would not exist without that. We're so lucky to have a bereavement certified LCSW on our payroll. You can't just find people like that in rural Oregon.
There are so few resources here for grief, for anything cancer related, just healthcare related in general, and very few opportunities for people to connect. We're in dire need of healthy connection.
We couldn't do this without CPP funding from the Knights Cancer Institute. We've been really able to change some of that sense of isolation and aloneness that people often feel when they go through those really hard life circumstances, and how to remember our loved ones and to experience life again after they have passed. That would be what I'd love to see, is Thadds Place really change the culture of Grant County and how we do grief, how we do cancer diagnosis, emotions, how we do mental health.
It's been an eye-opener for me how many people this has touched. It's really fantastic. It warms my heart. It reminds me of my son. It feels good.